'cause I'm a freak, yeah. You know I want a pod.
I knew you were going to do
Oh,
this.
yeah. Yeah, you knew. Everybody knew.
That's from The Idol.
Everybody knows.
Is everyone watching that show?
I don't know. It's pretty bad.
I'm not watching. I'm really like doing stuff in the kitchen while you watch it.
It's pretty bad.
We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later. But I gotta go to sleep. Good night, Noah.
Wait. Can we talk?
Fine.
It's the Bedtime podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like every pop singer has that ability.
Yeah.
You have to.
You have to. Oh, yeah.
If you can't, oh yeah. You can't be a pop singer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's priority numero uno as a pop singer is can you do like breathy, like,
I call it the cum singing.
come singing.
Can you cum sing?
Well, it's shocking you're not watching The Idol because that's like a big part of it is the cum singing.
I overheard The Weeknd referencing Diana Ross's "Love to Love You, Baby," and that's how he wants whatever that girl's name.
Lily Rose Depp.
Yeah, her character to sing like. And it's funny. It's funny because I heard an interview on NPR with Terry Gross with Diana Ross, and Diana Ross was like, "That is not who I am. I am not like everyone wanted me to dress up the sexy and be sexual, but I'm not." So to do that song, she thought about like how would like Marilyn Monroe sing that song. So she's playing like a character.
Yeah, I think it just goes to show that show was like made by two stupid men. Like every detail is worse and worse.
Speaking of two stupid men, Father's Day is coming up.
Oh yeah.
And
oh yeah.
Our dads aren't stupid, but I thought it was a good segue.
I like that segue. They're not stupid, but they've done stupid things.
Yeah.
Oh, blah. When you said, speaking of two stupid men, I thought you were talking about us, and I was like, wow, he's being so gender fluid with me, and I love it.
Would you like me to refer to you as a man more often?
No, but like, I used to call myself, me and my friend Stephanie Ritter used to call ourselves little kings. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll take it. Sometimes I call myself a prince, a petite prince. So yeah.
Never heard you say that, but.
Well, I say it to other people.
You have like a whole other life with other people that you.
I know. You just found out I've been calling you Nom for years.
Yeah, I had no
but
idea.
To other people.
Never said it to me. Well, you said it to me once, and I was like, "What's happening?"
And I was like, "Oh yeah." I'm always like, "Yeah, Nom's at home. Like, I gotta get back."
But Father's Day is coming up. Well, yeah, it's coming up this Sunday, and we just.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you.
You're nervous.
I'm nervous.
I'm so nervous.
I'm so nervous.
No, we just thought it'd be fun to like talk about our dads because our dads are
huge parts of our lives.
Huge parts of both of our lives and comedically big influences.
Oh, huge.
I mean, do you feel like you get your comedy? Side note, this is a good way in. Do you feel like you get your comedy?
You mean my comedic sensibilities? Do you get your comedy from your dad? Yeah, I get my comedic sensibilities from my dad, I would say for sure.
None of it's from your mom.
No, I think my mom is really funny. Would you agree?
Yes.
I definitely get a lot from her, but my dad was definitely more of an influence.
What's interesting, I think we both get the same types of sensibilities from our parents.
Go on.
I think my mom, any wit or like cunning wordplay I might have or zingers, I think comes from my mom.
Same.
Like any mean side of my comedy
is from mommy.
Is from my bitch of a mom.
We have mean mommies.
No. But any sort of like silly, goofy, out there, weird instincts come from my dad.
Same. So yeah, our comedic sensibilities, you're right. Whatever you just said is right. I don't need to repeat it because I don't even really remember exactly what you said.
What was the smartest thing that's ever been said on the pod?
That is true, but the bar was not high. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, we both have like, it's also interesting. I'm so grateful that your dad is a New York Jew.
Yeah.
Because I think for us, that created such a shorthand and familiarity in our relationship.
Yeah, it was really easy to just dive right in, you know?
When I had dated a woman who wasn't Jewish in the past and didn't have a Jewish dad from the East Coast, there was a lot of like, I feel like explaining I had to do, or maybe parts of myself I had to hide, which I guess could be a good thing and a bad thing.
Same. My last boyfriend was not Jewish, and it was like just weird with my dad, and I hated his family. So, and that will also come up later, guys. Stay tuned. There's some good stuff coming up in this epi.
It's like our dads. My dad's from Brooklyn, and your dad's from the Bronx.
My dad's from the Bronx, so he's tougher than your dad.
I disagree. I think my dad's tougher than your dad.
There's not a world. By the third time I had met Noah's dad, I had already seen him cry more times than I've ever seen my dad cry. So in, 6 hours total with this man, he's now cried more times than I've ever seen my dad.
But just because someone cries doesn't mean they're not tough.
No, obviously I think your dad is tough, but my dad is tougher.
Like, I think in a fight, my dad would kick your dad's ass.
My dad is 15 years older than your dad. Of course he would. But my dad's 80 years old. He's about to be 81. And he stands, I'm not kidding you, perfectly upright. Not a slouch. Not a slight bend. Nothing.
No, your dad, for 81, it's
insane.
Insane. Because I remember when my grandpa was in his 80s and he was old.
Yeah, I remember old people. I know old people, but my dad ain't one of them. I had a grandma who really didn't take care of herself, and she was 76 when she died, and she, even in her 60s, seemed so much older than my dad at 81. He just does not seem... he seems, he doesn't seem your parents' age, but your parents are, like, crazy athletic, whereas my dad, he's athletic. He swims every day still, but, it's a different vibe.
Yeah, your dad, I would be super pumped if I was in your dad's shape at 81.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me?
Though my dad, he's in really good shape. He's almost 70. I think he's 68, 67.
He's like 67, yeah.
And the man plays basketball 3 or 4 days a week, and he's running, and he's shooting, and he's scoring, and he's really keeping up.
I think both our dads instilled like a very the importance of exercise to us. So, and now we're both kind of obsessed.
Yeah, and I also think both of our dads, and I think this is kind of definitely in me, and I think just a Jewish thing in general, you have to do things to keep your brain occupied.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Otherwise, and I think...
Not occupied, like keep it sharp.
Well, no, I really do mean occupied, because it's like...
You just need busy work for the brain, really.
I'm serious. Like, I remember in the pandemic when I wasn't exercising, and I couldn't really, I wasn't going outside, and I was going crazy because there was nothing to exhaust my body and therefore my brain, and it just went nuts.
Oh, you're still talking about exercise. I thought we were moving on to mental exercise, but yes, I agree.
Physical exercise, goes into mental exercise. I think
physical exercise kind of shuts your brain off.
But that's what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
That's what because Jews should not be allowed to think for that long.
I know. We all need a break. So Jews should have a mandatory 1 hour exercise every day.
You know what I mean? They should have to do things that shut it down. And I think that's why both of our parents have exercise as such a big part of their life, and why it's, led them to good health.
Yeah, exactly. It's really terrific.
But my dad is so much more emotional than your dad.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen him cry so many times.
My dad is so emotional. It can be, I love him so much, and I would not change this about him.
No.
So if he's listening, Dad, I don't want you to change.
No, we love it.
But sometimes it's just too much. Recently, my dad has been texting our family group chat every day, like an old picture of me in my high school graduation gown. And he'll send the picture in the group chat, and he'll just say 12 years ago. Or a picture of us at some random lunch in Los Angeles, and it'll be 12 2.5 years ago, I had a roast beef sandwich with my daughter-in-law, my Sydney.
Yeah.
My dad always refers to everyone as his.
Yeah.
My Sydney.
I think I'm our Sydney is what he always says.
Yeah, he calls you our Sydney.
Which I'm like, okay.
He calls me my Noah.
My Noah, our Sydney. It's sweet. Yeah, I remember seeing your dad get very emotional when at a fight once.
Was this the first time you came home? No. Sid and I went home for a birthday.
It's his mom's birthday and his birthday. So I decide to get surprise cupcakes delivered, which was kind of complicated because I don't live in New Jersey. So I had cupcakes sent to his sister-in-law so she could try them. And then I had them sent again. So I put a lot of effort into this birthday celebration from across the coast.
We're all hanging out together. And my brother smells my niece's hair and tells my sister that her hair smells weird. And it erupted into a huge fight.
Huge.
And I don't even want to get into my sister and brother's side of it.
No, because it's not interesting.
It's not interesting. What I want to get into is my dad cannot handle watching his kids fight.
No.
And the best thing I think for everyone to do in that situation is to time out and everyone just kind of walk away and take a breather. But my dad was like, you're all gonna stay here. You're gonna figure this out because you don't know how lucky you are to have siblings like this, to have siblings who love each other.
Yeah, he really freaked out, and everyone was so embarrassed. So embarrassed because that I was watching.
Yeah, Sid was watching this whole thing, and we're all just crying.
Everyone was crying. Everyone was so upset. And then later I find out that everyone was extra embarrassed because I guess it was very exciting to have a new woman in the family. And his mom starts crying and is I just want, we all want you to be a sister to Sarah and Ari. And I was luckily, these people don't know what I've seen. I was I diffused the whole thing. And I was are you kidding me? This is literally a piece of cake compared to what I just went through with my ex's family. And this is a true story. So I think I have an incredibly powerful brain. And this is something you need to know about me now that we're a little closer. You've been listening to the pod, hopefully for, a couple months now. You can now know this story. I have an extremely powerful brain. It's absolutely terrifying. So I'm with my ex-boyfriend. This is 7 years ago. I'm home in Palm Springs with my family, and I have to drive back to have dinner with his family, who I hate. I hate these people. They're so awful. I cannot express enough. I could get into it. It's not even worth it. But a lot of alcohol problems, which at the time I wasn't very good at dealing with. So sure, a little bit can be on me, but I'm mostly going to blame them. So I'm driving back. It's a 3-hour drive. And the whole time I'm just fuming. I'm so angry. I'm I don't want to go to this. I hate these people so much. I'm so angry. I don't want to go to this. I hate these people so much. That's all I thought about for 3 hours. And then I'm a couple blocks away from where I lived with this guy. And I get in a car accident. I hit the car driving in front of me. I'm just not looking or something. And so the people get out of the car. And it's his mom and his dad. And I had gotten in a car accident with them after thinking, I hate these people so much. I hate these people so much for 3 hours. And I tell my sister this, and she calls me so stressed out. She goes, you have to be so careful about what you think about. You manifested this car accident. This car accident happened because that's all you were thinking about for 3 hours. And I was I know. It's really scary.
And the best part about that story is my family was so embarrassed of themselves. Sid tells this story to my dad and my mom, and my dad's oh my God, this wasn't as bad.
No, yeah. This story still comes up. They'll be well, at least it wasn't so bad. Sydney hit us with her car.
Yeah, at least you don't hate us like that,
yeah. So I diffused the situation. We laughed the rest of the day about me hitting these poor people with my car.
But that is the thing about my family is we will fight like that.
Yeah.
Once every 10 years.
Yeah, it hasn't happened since.
And it's we are very emotional. I think it stems from my dad's an emotional guy, and I feel blessed that I I think there's a lot of men that aren't, call me crazy, in touch with their emotions.
Well, yeah, not at all.
And I feel that he did instill that in me. I think it took some therapy to kind of use it as a tool, and at times it was kind of killing me.
Yeah,
But I think I figured out how to really use that the ability to emote.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my dad is really, and it stems so much from love.
Yeah.
Just like your dad, your dad loves his kids.
Yeah, so
loves,
much.
And like any dad, I guess. But I think my dad loves me so much that another story that I don't know if I've told you this, but my dad, when I was 16 years old, came to basketball camp with me. and he came to this camp as a camper.
So he dropped. Did you know?
Yeah. So
I mean, did you know before?
I knew he was coming.
How did you? I don't even know how you didn't be how you still went. Why didn't you just put the kibosh on it?
I did. Well, so the camp was taught by this guy who wrote all these books about basketball that my dad and I read. My dad got me into the books. They were these really insightful ways of understanding the game, and we would read these books together. And he found out that there was a basketball camp, and he was like, "We gotta go." And I was like, "We?" And he's like, "I've been reading his books with you. I want to go too." And he's like, "I looked on the website. There's no age limit." And it's like, yeah, because nobody would think a 43-year-old man would want to go to a basketball camp. You know what I mean? Nobody.
Yeah.
That's not sometimes you just don't need to make a rule.
Yeah, and that's one.
Because you don't think people are gonna break it.
No, you really don't.
So, he picks. Him and I are going up to camp. My friend Michael Senzer's in the car with us. He's coming to basketball camp too.
Mike doesn't think it's weird.
Mike thinks it's weird, but we've all grown up with my dad. It's it's kind of par for the course. It's a game move for my dad that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Somehow.
100%.
And on the drive up, I'm in the car and I'm saying, "Look, Dad, when we get up there, we don't know you, you don't know us. We're not gonna be friends." And he's like, "You think I want to hang out with you guys?" He's like, "I'm gonna make my own friends. I'm gonna do my own thing."
So good.
And of course, my dad, it was a exceptional, still is, basketball mind. He coached college basketball. He coached our AU teams, really bright, intelligent basketball mind. So, of course, when my dad gets to this camp, people recognize this, and he can ball. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, "Who the fuck is this awesome guy?" Everybody loved him. Mike and I had no friends the first few days because we were trying to be all cool and not talk to him. But everyone wanted to sit with my dad at lunch.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
I would overhear people being like, "Yo, Mike's pretty cool. I heard he's got some D1 connections."
Is that real?
Yeah, people would be like, "We got to hang out with this guy because he might be able to get us a scholarship at a college." People.
But does he have D1 connections?
He had D2, D3 connections.
Okay, yeah.
In the New Jersey area.
You could get us a scholarship to a D3 school.
And, people were people would be like, "Yeah, and he gives great relationship advice."
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Because he would do these powwows with people. And yeah, everybody loved him. And finally, a couple of days in, I'm like, "Man, this sucks. I want to have friends too." And I would be like, "Yeah, that's actually my dad."
And that made you cool.
And that made me cool. Kind of accepting my father rather than trying to, push him away. Mm-hmm. But and then the funny thing is the camp, the counselors loved my dad so much that they offered him a job the next summer.
That's so cute. That's so cute.
It was just, I'll never forget the first day of our gym session where me and Mike are ignoring my dad, and my dad is in these drills with 16-year-olds.
So can he keep up?
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
He's running harder than everybody. I
guess he was only in his 40s.
Yeah, I mean, he still can play really at a very high level. So he could, he was even better back then.
Yeah.
And it's just and I remember talking to my dad and being like, "Why did you do that?" And he was like, "It was because of the books, and I wanted to experience the camp." And I was like, "No, it's not. Why?" And he was like, "Because I love you."
That's so sweet.
I thought it'd be a fun memory for us to be there together.
That's sweet.
He really does everything out of love, and so does your dad.
Oh yeah.
Like, I feel like your dad has all these like kind of strategies for life that he
forces them on you.
That he forces on us.
He forces on you. He makes me go to his doctor. It's very inconvenient. One time it took me 6 hours to get to the doctor because I was in such bad traffic and I had to leave from work. But he got the doctor to stay late and see me. But so yeah, my primary care physician's in Palm Springs and he's 76 years old.
Yeah. Like, I remember the first time I met your dad, he offered me like unsolicited medical advice.
Yeah, as he always does.
He's not a doctor.
No, he's not at all, but he thinks he's one.
Like, he pulled me aside. We're at like breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
First time meeting him. He pulls me aside and he goes, "Hey, Noah, if you ever need an MRI, go into the doctor. Tell him your liver hurts. You'll be in an MRI by the end of the day."
He's always done stuff like that. I remember when I moved in with my college roommate, Lanny, one of our outlets wasn't working and we could not get anyone to come over and fix it. And my dad was like, just tell them it sparked. And Lanny did it and they came over in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, he'll be like, oh, you think there's a gas leak? Call the fire department. Like, he'll literally, and he's serious.
He's dead serious.
He's like, call the fire department. They'll
fix it. It's Red.
Red farted.
Her farts are so brutal right now.
Does she have to poop?
She's sleeping.
Okay.
I hope you leave that in us both breathing in at the same time. Yeah, my dad, oh man.
Yeah, he's just always, he really, and it's things that like, I'm just not like that. Like, I'm a rule follower.
I know, you really are.
My dad's a rule follower.
Yeah, you guys are. And like, I'm not. We're not allowed to get a grill at our new place. Guess what I'm getting, guys? A grill.
I'm starting to kind of break the rules a little more.
He's loosening up.
I'm loosening
up, which I'm excited about.
But it's like, yeah, my parents won't even like break. My parents think the rules of their apartment building are like federal laws.
Your parents freaked out when they got a negative review on Airbnb once. Like, it was the end of the world. And it's like, absolutely nobody cares about that. Like,
my mom's like, this is going to be on the internet forever.
This is going to ruin us.
She said, this is going to ruin us. And I was like, Mom,
Airbnb review.
I was like, Mom, nobody cares about reviews of you on Airbnb.
Yeah.
She's like, it's unfair. The things this man is saying about us are not true.
Yeah, so my dad he's a strategic thinker, but like kind of on what we were talking about before, how Jews need to zone out. My dad will zone out, but it will be, and I do this too. And then whilst zoned out, we'll just do something so embarrassing. So when Noah's family and my family met for the first time, Noah's whole family came to Palm Springs. Like, yeah. Noah's parents, all his siblings, and the baby. And we were going to lunch with my mom and my dad. So already we're outnumbered. The Steinbergs are outnumbered.
Yeah. It was like a 10-person lunch.
It was a 10-person lunch. I'm so anxious.
Why are you anxious?
Because my parents are weird.
And mine are too.
Yeah, but I was just like stressed out. Obviously, I think we both were really nervous.
It's just like a lot of personalities.
Big personalities.
To meet.
Yeah. And so, as expected, my dad at one point, I think, zones out.
In conversation. And he notices some cream cheese on his phone. And while he's talking and telling a story, he licks his phone. Puts it on the table and continues conversation.
Oh my god!
Like he had blown his nose.
All I saw was the lick from across the table, and I was.
Of course you don't. Of course you remember. You were in shock.
Oh my god! It ruined me. I love my dad, and I will zone out and do weird stuff too. I'm pretty sure I've like eaten butter in front of a friend once, just without thinking.
Oh yeah.
Because I've eaten butter. Sometimes I'll just take a little bite of butter, like.
That was when I saw that, I was like, I love this man so much.
He's really funny.
It was so funny because I know I'll be exactly like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be licking my phone when I'm 80.
Yeah.
If everything goes right, I'm licking my phone when I'm 80. Maybe even earlier.
Yeah.
Another thing I love about your dad, too, and this kind of goes back to, like, he's so resourceful.
Yeah.
And he's so, like, and he does it because I think he really wants to be able to pass on knowledge to other people, especially to his family, because he loves them so much. Mm-hmm. Your dad's one of these guys who has a guy, you know, but he has a guy for things nobody needs a guy for.
Yeah.
Like, he'll be like, hey, Sid, Noah, you know, if you ever need some dry ice, I got a guy.
Yeah, and these guys, that's not their job. They have another job.
Yeah, the dry ice guy is like a pharmacist.
Yeah, no, that's not what he does. He just knows how to get it. And my dad's like a little too, he's very codependent. Like, he will try to save everybody. So he had this guy who I think was in construction, but for some reason, but not high up. Like, he didn't know how to do everything, but for some reason my dad was letting this man entirely remodel his house because he was doing it for so cheap. But then this man gets in like a lot of trouble. He ends up being homeless, and my dad lets him live with him, which is very sweet. But you know, my mom and my sister also live with my dad, so it's like full house now, but with a guy who's like he's a drug addict. He's an alcoholic. He's a gambling addict. So he's stealing money from my dad. My dad catches him, doesn't kick him out. He's like, that's okay. And then, oh man, it's so sad. My dad loans this guy his first wife's car. So my dad's first wife's car, he lets this guy borrow it. The guy ends up totaling the car. And that's the final straw. He has to kick the guy out. But the guy's okay. Don't worry.
I think what it all comes down to about both of our parents is like everything they do, both of our dads and our moms too, of course, but this is a Father's Day episode. Mm-hmm. Everything they do is out of love.
Yeah.
They are very selfless people.
Yeah, they're very loving, selfless people. I wish they'd be more selfish. I wish they would, focus on them a little more.
They just don't have that in them.
No, they don't.
And honestly, like, I think it's to the benefit of our life. Like, I think our life and our childhood, we're lucky that for the most part, like obviously there's hiccups.
See, I disagree. I think if they had prioritized themselves a little more, I think when you prioritize yourself, you're able to be a better partner, father, friend. So I'm going to say no, wouldn't change anything, but prioritize yourselves.
I disagree.
Well, you haven't done as much work on yourself as I have. So
it always comes back to that.
It always comes back to, did you do a little meditation last night? No? Okay. Well, I win.
But
are you so powerful you manifested a car crash? No. So
I think another thing I like about our dads is that they're both really supportive of us going into comedy.
Oh, yeah. That's hard to find. I mean, my dad's supportive, but he is always like, you could always go get a master's degree. But, he doesn't push it.
Well, your dad was like in one of our sketches.
No, yeah. He was in one of our sketches, Sketchy Wife on Vacation.
If you guys saw that one, it's on Instagram.
You should watch it. It's one of my favorites.
But he had the funniest thing, the best joke, still to this day. We put your dad in it as basically a dead body on the ground.
Yeah.
He has no lines.
And now looking back, I regret doing that because we did make an 8-year-old man lay on the floor and then get back up and...
He never had to get back up, just once.
No, I know, but I still feel bad. We got him all the way down there. But
yeah.
He's in good enough shape that he could do it.
Yeah. He's on the ground, and between, Sid and I are directing each other between takes, and he keeps like chiming in with pitches. And at one point he goes, should I fart? And we're like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, I'm dead. Dead people fart.
And we're like, you know what? No.
But that's a good idea.
Great idea, but no.
We like where your head's at.
And then we'd keep going, and then he goes, just let me know when I should fart. And then he finally does fart. But it's not on purpose.
I'll never forget it.
We all laugh so much.
We're about to go into a take, and he's like, let me know when I can fart.
And then he does.
And then he does.
And I think he farts in the middle of a take. Yeah, he's funny. Having an older dad is like, it's quiet. No, it's it's a double-edged sword. Obviously, I'm incredibly anxious all the time. He ran his own. He's very active, and 2 years ago maybe he ran his own foot over with his car.
Going to get us bagels. Early in the morning.
He, I guess he didn't put the car in park and he started to get out and the car starts rolling and he tries to dive back in and he misses and he runs over his own foot. And it was so horrifying.
Yeah. He was okay.
He was okay. He was fine. But
yeah, it's,
he just can't do everything and he shouldn't do everything. No one should dive into their car though. Just let the car go.
Here's a quick rule. Don't ever feel the need to dive in your car.
No, just let the car go.
Moving or not moving.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we were lucky with our dads.
We were lucky. We were really lucky. And I'm looking forward to this Father's Day, spending it with your dad.
I know. We're going to my dad's favorite restaurant. It's called Joy. It's in Indio. So we drive about an hour to go to this restaurant. We go for his birthday. We go for Father's Day. Do we go for any other? Did we go for Thanksgiving?
No.
Thanksgiving we went to a Cuban diner.
Your dad loves this place.
Anytime we can go there, we go. It's in a casino, a casino in Indio. I forgot what it's called.
Desert Hot Springs. Right? Or Desert Springs. Desert Fantasy Springs?
Oh, Fantasy Springs. It's in the Fantasy Springs Hotel and Casino in Indio, and it's an Asian restaurant. And I say Asian, blanket Asian, because it has every type of Asian food. It has like a little Korean menu, it has a little Chinese menu, it has a little Japanese menu, it has a little Vietnamese menu. It
doesn't have Israeli food though. Technically that's Asia.
Israel's in Africa. Yes, it is.
Sound off in the comments.
It's in the Middle East, which is part of Africa.
Which is part of Asia.
I have literally no idea what I'm talking about, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Israel's not part of Asia. I stand by that. We need a fact checker.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to Joy. I'm so excited. It's surprisingly very good.
Are we going to get your dad anything for Father's Day?
He's impossible to shop for. He doesn't want anything.
Dads are really hard to buy for.
Because they can get whatever they want. They're the dad.
My dad, I never know what to get him. Like, he's always just like, just tell me you love me.
Yeah, my dad's just like, I don't need you to come for Father's Day, but if you want to, I'm going to Joy.
You know what's something my dad does that's so weird?
What?
We'll be talking on the phone, and then he'll be like, Noah, who loves you?
Oh, God.
And I'm like, you do. And he goes, not just me. I go, Mom too. He goes, yeah.
Yeah, your parents like tell you shit like that, which is really nice. I just know my dad loves me because for some reason he sent us, when like your phone will show you the pictures of like the most important people in your phone.
Yeah.
My dad sent us a photo of his recently. I don't know if he realized he was doing this, but it was like 6 photos. 5 of them were his girlfriend, Cynthia, and 1 was me. And I was like, why are you sending this to everyone? Like, A, it's insulting to everyone but me and Cynthia, of course. But I was like, I made it. I'm my dad's favorite. I'm my dad's favorite. I feel bad if my sisters are listening. They don't listen, so I'm scot-free. I'm my dad's favorite.
You think so?
I know so. It doesn't even need to be said, but he'll always be like, I love all my children equally. And I'll be like, I know I'm your favorite. And he'll be like, I know.
You think I'm my dad's favorite?
I do think you're the favorite.
Really?
Yeah. Because you're pretty easy.
I wasn't growing up.
No.
I mean, I was pretty easy growing up. I wasn't in college.
No.
I got in trouble a lot in college.
You haven't been difficult since. I do think they worry about you a little bit, though.
Yeah. You think they worry about me more than they worry about my brother and sister?
I don't think anyone worries about your sister.
No. I don't think they worry about me that much because it's like...
Yeah, you're kind of a well-oiled machine out here. Maybe I feel like they don't worry now that you're married.
I'm married. Like, I've managed to have enough connections to find work. We don't have kids, so it's like we can get by on like not a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what is there to worry about?
Yeah.
I worry about them.
I know. I worry so much. I love having parents.
God. I hope they don't die ever.
Oh my God. We're in for a real rude awakening one day. Fun.
Anyways.
God, our dog keeps farting so bad.
Jesus Christ, Red.
I want to tell one disgusting story about your dad before we move on.
Okay, fine.
So Noah's mom will give me clothes sometimes, and she gave me this gorgeous belt she'd had for forever, and I put it on, and I came out wearing it, and your mom goes, "Oh my God, Michael, look, she's wearing my belt. Do you remember that belt?" And he looks at the belt and he goes, "Oh, I remember that belt." Which makes me sick to my fucking stomach. If your daughter-in-law is wearing something from your wife, don't have a sexy memory about it in front of me. Talk about it later.
Oh, I remember that belt.
Don't look at the belt on my body and make, "Oh, I remember that belt." Don't make that noise. Don't bow your head a little bit and make your eyes go wide. Don't do it. Yeah, don't do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I remember that belt.
Oh, I remember that belt. Mm-mm.
Anyway.
So anyways, guys, we left you 2 weeks ago, leaving K-Town. We have officially left K-Town, and we've moved into Studio City, into our new apartment.
We're moved, guys.
And, you know, it was a pretty smooth move. There were a couple hiccups.
It was a smooth move. I have lost a bit of hair from the stress.
There was one moment that really kind of stressed us out.
It stressed me out to the point where I, cried. So my hair started falling out in clumps. I had one of the worst days of my life. I, disavowed Caroline Gervin, my workout guru, because she was no longer helping me.
You want to tell them what happened?
Okay, so we're moving in. I'm so happy I could cry. Like I'm on a cloud. I'm so excited about moving into this place. It's just like my dream place.
It's a lot better than our last place. You guys know, we've told you, we've lived in some slums.
We've lived in some slums.
And this place is a lot better for not that much more. So it's a really, we're very lucky. It's a good situation.
It's amazing. So I am like dancing on a cloud, and there's this woman, we're loading some stuff in kind of 2 days before we move. Because we got the keys. And there's this like very beautiful woman outside walking her dog. And I say, "Hi, I'm Sid. This is Noah. We're moving in." And she goes, Oh. And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "We have a slumlord." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, if you ever want anything fixed, it'll never happen. We were trying to make sure nobody moved into that apartment because it's so bad." And I was like, "Oh my God, wait, what?" And she was like, "Yeah, I have pages and pages."
She's like, "I have a list of 80 items
of illegal things going on at this building." And I was like, "Oh my God." And she's like, "Yeah, and we're all on a group chat about it. And the good news is the community's amazing, but the management is so bad." And she was like, "But you'll be okay. You'll come over for wine and we'll talk about it." And she's like, "But you'll be really frustrated." And I was like, "Oh my God." So I'm just devastated.
It really upset you.
It upset me. I mean, it was just very, a trigger to some PTSD that I have from we lived in this cockroach place, which we've told you about, but I guess I didn't really talk about the effects that place had on me, which once we moved, I got very obsessive about cockroaches coming with us. So I, covered the apartment in diatomaceous earth, which is this bug powder that is safe, like food grade, so it's not toxic. And I, sprinkled it all over the house, and I was just obsessively looking in drawers and in counters, and I thought everything was a cockroach. I thought I saw one, would burst into tears. Like it was so traumatizing.
Yeah, and
it took a lot of work in therapy to relax a little bit. And I'm still get freaked out about bugs, obviously, or a cockroach. And so I think I just got sent right back there.
I think you were just I think specifically what triggered you is at that place, the cockroach place, similarly to this place, it really seemed like a nice place to live.
Oh yeah, it was a beautiful older building.
You know, it seemed like a real upgrade, and you know, we were really excited. There was just a lot of goodwill and enthusiasm going into it, and similarly to how we felt moving into this place. So I think for you were like, oh no, is this going to happen again?
Yeah. And I was like, what have I done? We had this great place in K-Town, obviously with its flaws, but overall we loved that apartment, and I still love that neighborhood. You know, that was hard. It was hard to leave K-Town.
Yeah. And it was really, not that I didn't want to leave, but you really were pushing it, and I was just supporting it.
I know. So I was like, oh my God, I did it again. Like, I ruined Noah's life. He's never going to trust me again. Like, it's...
And for me, I like when I'm watching this, I'm listening to this lady say this, and she walks away, and I'm just like, who the fuck is this bitch?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you fucking say that? Like, it's just something just felt off to me. Like, who does that? Like, that's like not good behavior.
No, it's not normal behavior.
It's not normal.
No, and 10 minutes before that, we'd run into another person in the building who's much younger, more our age. Lovely person who was like, oh, you're going to love it. I lived here 8 years. Like,
I had nothing but good things to say about the building.
Things to say. And then this lady, you know, she scared the shit out of me. And I went into work the next day, and everyone was like, she's a Karen. Don't worry about it. But I'm like freaking out, like.
And I'm telling you, it's fine.
Yeah,
like, there's no
fine about it. And I'm like, he's not fine about it. He's like gonna be so mad at me. I've ruined our lives again. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna lose a ton of money. I was really worried about losing a ton of money. I was like, once again back on the internet pretending to be a lawyer, like talking to ChatGPT, being like, draft me a letter that says like you need to fix this in 6 days, or I'm like gonna sue, like shit like that. Like, I was freaking out. And then we came back the next day to move in, and we run into the first person we talked to, the young person, and I tell her about this woman and what she said, and she goes, oh, she's a Karen. And I was like, oh, thank fucking God. She was like, yeah, she's crazy. Management will fix whatever you want. You just have to send a photo. And this lady won't send the photo. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this lady that you won't send a photo?
This was what it was all about. She just doesn't like sending photos, and management won't fix things unless you send a photo.
It's so stupid. And then we talked to like another really sweet young person who was like, yeah, I've never had a problem. Like, anytime I've needed something fixed, they're there really quickly. And I guess there was some situation where one of the trees, I guess this building used to have more trees, which shocks me because there are so many trees.
Yeah.
But I guess there used to be more trees. And one of the trees in a rainstorm fell into the next door building's pool. So it was like a huge like issue. And so management cut down a lot of these big trees. And I guess this lady and another lady got so mad about it. And they were posting signs around the building like, are you okay with this tree genocide? So anyway.
It just wasn't right. Like, yeah. There's something off about this behavior, man. Like,
yeah.
You know, like no one. Also, look, when we moved into that cockroach place, it wasn't like a secret. We didn't find out about the cockroaches a couple weeks later. We moved in and we saw the roaches.
Yeah.
It was an immediate situation.
Yeah.
This place is just like, you can't tell me there's nothing wrong with it. Like, we've moved in. We've checked all the cabinets. We've used the dishwasher. You know, we've used all the faucets, the outlets. Everything works.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't tell me that this is a slumlord, you know?
A slumlord. You can't tell me it's a slumlord.
Also, it's like, I'm not scared of a slum. Bitch, we've been living in slum.
I know. She didn't know who she was talking about.
I am the king of slum. We had a hole in our wall for 3 weeks. It didn't bother me.
It was filled with mold. I didn't notice it. Truly, it didn't bother me. We just didn't go in that room.
Like, it's not like we came from this, like, luxury palace.
No, and we're not high maintenance people. Really. So, like, we actually should probably be more high maintenance. We shouldn't be okay with holes in our walls. We shouldn't be okay with the dead body across the street. But here we are. We lived like that for a long time.
That guy probably deserved to die.
No, well.
What?
At one time, our whole garage was flooded with poop water.
Yeah, we had a whole pond of poop in our garage.
Didn't bother me.
It smelled so bad.
It smelled so bad.
We had to literally wear rain boots to get into our car.
It was pretty disgusting. But we survived.
We survived. It was fine.
Yeah, I I miss the independence of K-Town. In K-Town, it's kind of like every man for himself. If you mind your business, I'll mind mine, you know? And in the Valley, it's very much like, what are you doing? I'm watching you.
One thing I'm really excited about our new apartment is we have a little backyard.
The yard.
It's nice for our dog. You know, we did this so that she could have a yard, and she really doesn't care that much about it yet.
We really thought she would care more. We filmed her. We wanted to film her the first time she saw the yard, and she really didn't give two shits. It was really anticlimactic.
Yeah, she ran like right back inside. She was like, "I'll just go back to the couch."
And I was like, "Really? We found this place for you." Like,
but she's slowly starting to like I saw her before dinner. She was like in the back, like kind of running around.
Yeah,
so.
she's liking it more.
She's starting to like it more. I think she was a little scared. Like she's kind of like attached to us.
Yeah, and she's a city dog.
She's a city
from Tijuana. She's only lived in K-Town. You know, so city girl.
But I am really excited out of this yard because I'm really excited to be a yard guy.
Yeah, he's slowly becoming one. He bought a leaf blower today.
Yeah, I bought a leaf blower. I bought a leaf blower. I bought a rake. I live in Los Angeles, and I bought a leaf blower and a rake. I really never thought I would ever need to buy one of these.
Yeah.
I go to the people at Target. I go, "Where's your rakes?"
And they say, "Outdoor section, you idiot."
And I go, "How am I supposed to know that?" And I said, "Are there enough?" And they said, "Are there enough? There's so many. Nobody needs a rake around here."
Yeah, it's a yard in LA is hard to come by unless you're truly a millionaire. But
so I'm very excited to have my shirt off on a Saturday, put some tanning oil on, put up some tunes, maybe some White Snake. Here I go again on my own. Put a bandana around my head. Maybe drink some beers. Maybe drink some, I don't know, some Chardonnay. Maybe a little spritz. I don't know, and do some yard work. Start ripping up some gravel. Get a shovel. Start digging some stuff. I don't know what I'll do. I'll get into some stuff.
I hope you don't dig. There's nothing to dig.
But I'm very excited to be a guy in the yard, just kind of using that leaf blower and just kind of going down on some leaves,
Yeah, I'm excited for you. I've already planted some herbs, so I'm really excited about that.
Maybe we'll make some strawberries, some tomatoes.
I really want to grow strawberries and tomatoes.
How many strawberries and tomatoes can you grow with one plant?
I don't know.
Does it keep growing after you pick them?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you spend money one time.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like buying a car versus leasing. Going to the grocery store and leasing, buying the plant.
But you still have to make payments on a bought car. You know what? I don't know.
So I'm excited. But Sid, I think we're just about there.
I think it's sleepy time, even though we're actually going to a party tonight.
Oh my God, we're not going right to bed.
No, we're going to a party. We're going to a single release party.
How long do you think we make it out?
I'm going to guess an hour and a half.
Wow.
Pretty good.
That would be impressive.
Because there's dancing.
There is dancing. But I think before we leave, Sid, what are you into this week?
So this is what I'm not into. And I'm not into The Idol. Have I watched both episodes? Yes. Do I find them excruciating? Yes. Do they hurt my eyes? Yes. It's like cringe porn, though. Like I can't stop. I'm like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. This is so bad. This is so hard to watch. It's hard to take your eyes off of it, And I heard that a lot of people, Velma was doing really well because everyone was hate watching it because it was so bad, and I feel like that could happen to this.
But what's funny is if so many people hate watch something and just like that was it the same thing?
Yeah,
it gets picked up.
Yeah.
It gets another season.
So I don't know if The Idol could get another season because it's being so horrifically reviewed. But I don't know. Also, I'm just like, we need to put a pause on The Weeknd. He is one of the worst people. And if you don't believe me, watch the show. Watch the show.
What am I into? Is that what you're going to ask?
No, but I should have. What are you into, baby?
Jumping off of me being a yard guy, I went to Home Depot today, and boy, is that my happy place.
Can I tell you the cutest part, guys? So we were getting the leaf blower, and I was like, can we go down the grill aisle before we go just for fun? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then he was like, wait, I need to go get a battery. And I was like, okay, I'll just go down the grill aisle by myself, and you go get that one. Me in the front. And he goes, no, I want to go down it too with you.
Yeah. I could have been there for hours. It's like its own little country.
I know. I love it too.
It's like Tool country.
I had a good time. I definitely wanted to look at like faucets and stuff.
Yeah, going there makes me want to become handy, and I think we are going to become handy because if management isn't so on it, as long as it's not electrical, baby, I'm down to learn.
Well, I don't think you should be fucking with the plumbing, but
as long as it's not electrical and plumbing
or gas related,
which covers about 85% of handiwork, I'm down to learn how to do it.
I agree.
Put up some drywall. Imagine me putting up some drywall.
That terrifies me.
I don't think you can do that in a place you don't.
You did break the window today, so I hope you can fix it.
Oh, yeah, I can definitely fix that.
Ain't that music to my ears?
I could fix that. Holes?
Uncle fix. Oh, so good.
That was a sad part of the movie.
So good.
Anyways,
guys, 'cause I'm a freak, yeah. You know I need to go to bed. It's sleepy time. But
guys,
we're going to a party. Sorry.
Why do you tell the audience the things they don't need to hear?
I think they'll be excited for us. I never go to parties. Guys, it's 9 p.m. and I'm going to a party on a Tuesday night. That's huge. That's huge.
Guys, thank you as always. We have a Patreon.
Subscribe.
Some bonus content going up there this week. Please. We got some really great reviews from Ashley Stanzik last week. Thank you so much, Ashley. Ashley wrote us a really great review. We really appreciate it. And if any of you guys write us a review, we will call you out on this podcast.
And you'll get a kiss.
Follow us on all the things, Instagram, TikTok. I think that covers it, Sid.
Good night, sleepyheads. We love you.
Good night, sleepyheads. It's the Bedtime Podcast.